morning, good evening, good afternoon. We got a banger for you today. I got that out fast.
Hello, it's Wolf, the man who hates intros. Today I introduce a new series on my channel called Warzone's Best Loadouts. Now I know what you're thinking, whoa, calm down Wolf, you sound extremely excited for this new series. What's it about? Well, as some of the more astute among you may have realized, this new series is going over the best loadouts in Warzone. Therefore, it's only natural to start with one that actually isn't very good. Before that though, I just want to make something clear. If I was to make a video about the best classes in Warzone, it would just be the FFAR, AUG, and stuff like that. So not only have a million people made videos about that, it's just not fun to play those guns. They all just take no skill. Honestly, I think the best classes in Warzone are ones that are unique, fun, and actually take skill to use. So now this is the part of the script in which I have to sell you on it. So do you believe in the underdog? If you had one chance, one opportunity, would you capture it or would you let it slip? Sound familiar? Well, that's because Eminem was an underdog too. And through sheer willpower and determination, and also being white, he was able to go beyond what was believed to be possible. And that's exactly what this class is, the underdog. Now, I'm not even going to attempt to fist a skunk. If you have an AK-74U and a darker gentleman walks in with an FFAR, no amount of willpower and determination will help you there. Fucking Jesus Christ himself will look at that and be like, I don't know what to tell you, son, that's God's plan. Regardless, the main gist of the build is to get the highest sprint to fire speed that you could possibly get. Basically, you want to be the Bob Ross of guns. If you don't hear a sonic boom every time you draw your weapon, then you're just not doing it correctly. Also, another perk of using the setup is that your gun kind of looks like a toy. So if you ever encounter a big strong man and that big strong man happens to be holding an AUG and happens to have all 10 of his fingers, then just pretend your gun is just like a skin for the Switch or something. Hopefully he just lets you go. And if you don't believe in this class already, I promise you by the end of this video you will. Anyway, so I haven't played Warzone in a while. I know now that there's like zombies and all that stuff. I'm sure there's some cool shit going on over there, but to be honest, after grinding zombies for 16 hours to level up this gun, the last thing I want to see are these failed psychology majors roaming around and eating shit. Now, even though I haven't played in a while, I still land hot because my mama ain't raised no bitch. Now, my dad, on the other hand, that's a different story. And anyway, after I come back from the gulag, I managed to find enough money to get my loadout, and I go to deploy it in a spot where I thought was safe, but I guess the spirit of Bagul lives in these woods and alerted the enemy of my presence. And then I used 5 out of the remaining 10 brain cells to put the car in between me and the apparition. Now, I'm having a bit of trouble with my keyboard here. I don't know what that was about. I just like smashed every button on my keyboard for some reason. But now that I have my loadout, I'm ready to flip his muffin cap back blue, and as it turns out, I'm playing against Dr. fucking Strange because there's absolutely no trace of this guy. The only explanation I have is that once he saw me pull out an AK-74U from a loadout package, he probably thought to himself, damn, this guy might be able to break my armor, and he just ran straight into the zone because, there's no other line of play there, really. All that aside though, Call of Duty is just one of those games that it's hard for skill to show through. Like on one hand, you have the weapons that play themselves, like the FFAR and the AUG. You could walk to the living room, smash your keyboard over your little brother's head, and come back to your computer, and somehow you'll be 5-0. It also incentivizes aggressive gameplay because you have to take your brother to the hospital, so you have to end the game post-haste. That's how the best players in the world are actually born, is through adversity, through challenge. And then you have the players that think sniping is what makes you good at the game. These are the players that have wet dreams of having Shroud twist their nipples with his aiming hand, the I'll never wash it again type dudes. Now, actually I'm in that camp. I'm really only good at sniping, up close, unless I'm doing the stop, drop, and roll shit, I cannot function. My DPI is just too high for close range. I play on like 3000 DPI, and my in-game sensitivity is like 1.7, and still, every time I inhale, my cursor exits reality. Now that might be good for League of Legends, which I actually play at 4500 DPI, but not very good here. And that's where this loadout comes in, right? So basically the skill in Call of Duty, in any first-person shooter really, is you have weapon mastery, that's recoil control, range knowledge, and then you have actual aim, and then you have movement, which is the main focus of this class, is to go into movement and come out of movement as fast as possible. Now this gun isn't very good past a certain distance, so you have to use that movement advantage and take fights creatively. So let me give you an example. So right here, if you look at the minimap, I think there was like a giant bird or something flying around, dropping shit bombs, and I think some of it got on my shield, so this kind gentleman gracefully volunteers to help me clean it. Now, it's at this point I have gathered a small fortune, so I try to put my Clifford summoning signal, because I have a video to make, so I gotta get them clips. But the embodiment of erectile dysfunction sees it fit to disrupt my creative process, and now I catch him running across here, and then I wait for him at the window, and at this point, I mean, I'm just breaking this guy's ankles. Like, all he's able to see is like the lightning from when I enter and exit the Speed Force. Like, he has no idea what hit him. And right as I'm celebrating the fact that this gun might actually be useful, my iPad informs me there's women with their hands stuck in the sink near me, so we all know there's only one course of action here. So this guy and I are just like engaged in the deadliest game of peekaboo I've ever played. I'm like jumping at shadows. I'm trying to figure out a way to approach this guy, but the iPad keeps telling me there's women in the sinks. It sucks too, because I love sinks. I've always found them fascinating. You're like, where does the water go? You know what I mean? But then this Roger Rabbit looking bitch lights my ass up. I try to get side of him, maybe catch him reloading, but we just trade a couple shots. Then I run to the other side to maybe catch him reloading, but I do take off his armor though. And then I tried to go to the other side to maybe catch him reloading, but as it turns out, switching to your secondary is faster than reloading. Also, I don't know what type of intellect this man is rocking for him to know to spray that wall. I even waited a second before running across to make him think I was at the other window. Like, I didn't know Greta Thunberg played Warzone. That's news to me. Point is, if I was playing with an AUG, I probably would have killed him that first time that I peeked him, and definitely by the second time. And the entire possibility for an outplay would have never been there, and you would be no better at the game. See, this is what I'm talking about. It's not about just like straight up being able to one-shot somebody. It's about being good at the game. You know, that's what I'm here to do. You know, make people good at the game, like me. See, I told you I was good. Also, I've been grinding Warzone hard as hell this past week, trying to get some clips for this video. And I don't know what happened. I've been getting like kangaroo fucked this entire week. I don't know if everyone just got like better at Warzone. It was just Saturn is rising. I have no idea, but I don't know. I get clips like this that make me think, I don't know, maybe it's me, you know? So I find myself in confrontation with this gentleman across the way. Now, I told you guys I'm a good sniper, so I'm pretty confident here. That first shot was just a warning shot to alert him of my presence so it could be a fair fight. And then I try to bait out his shot, and I successfully do so, but then for some reason I just take like 5 eons to react to him shooting. And not only do I have the reaction time of a seahorse, then I also just missed the shot on top of it. Now, in my defense, this isn't my sniper class. I'm pretty sure taking your thumb and index fingers and making circles around your eyes would zoom in further than the scope. But still, I mean, it was pretty bad, I'm not gonna lie. Now, one thing that hasn't changed since the last time I played is just how much I absolutely hate the downtown area. Because this is pretty much the way you gotta play. You know, you just have to sit in a corner because somehow a janitor changing out the toilet paper in the 3rd floor of a building somehow is a direct sideline on your head. So anyway, here I am, you know, I decided to show off my reactive camo to the 2 people spectating me. And I felt the general consensus between the 3 of us was that I wasn't going to win the game, so I might as well, you know, have some fun. Nothing wrong with enjoying some good cosmetics. But actually, I found myself getting top 10 more and more consistently the more I played. I guess it's easy to get top 10 when you have 1 kill, but I mean, it's not my fault. People play like cucks and solos. So I actually tried to play squads to maybe like spice it up a little bit. You know, so you see me here, I'm up here living life on the edge, you know how it goes. And then I hear like a stampede coming over the wall, and sure enough, there they are, fucking gorillas. The first guy takes an absurd amount of bullets to go down. Honestly, made me want to reconsider making this video. But still, I move on to the other guy, almost dust his ass, but then I see his girlfriend in the back trying to make my epilepsy go off, so I just immediately abandon the fight. Because, I mean, that range is slightly outside of the 74U's jurisdiction, so and that's, honestly, that's pretty much how squads went. Now, back to the top 10 situation, though. Once again, this gun is not the best, so you have to be creative in your approach. You know, right off the bat, you can tell getting top 10 is very much about skill when you have these 2 cockatoos driving around in fucking trucks. Then one of them makes the mistake of approaching the young wolf, so I hit him with the ya, followed shortly by the yeet. And whoever said this gun doesn't have range? Look at this. I can barely even see this guy, and I almost broke his armor. Come on. Now shit's getting hyped because I got 3 people spectating me. The pressure's absolutely on. And this guy just does not stop. Like, be grateful I gave you mercy and let you off with just your shields. So now I have to turn around and find a spot to refill my armor. But guess who it is? Fucking Doctor Strange again, teleporting behind me. Remember, kids, switching to your secondary is faster than reloading. Now finally I'm allowed to put my ribcage back in place. And would you believe it? Erectile dysfunction, born again, reincarnated like fucking Pegasus. So I lose my self-revive, and then he uses his airstrike to finish me off. But I counter it absolutely perfectly. Take notes here, gentlemen. I countered it perfectly by taking 5 steps to the right. Now, I'm not gonna lie to any of you. It's exactly at this point where I started panicking a little bit. I didn't even notice that the guy in the truck got taken out by the airstrike, so I was still like trying to look for him. When in reality, it was just a 1v1 between Mr. Limp Dick and I. Eventually, I realized it, but now I'm kind of just like in this awkward position. Like all the time I spent chasing the ghost of Lightning McQueen, I could have spent getting a better position on this guy with my 74U. But alas, I eventually find him, but too little too late because the circle's now closing and I have to start moving. And then I'm just like Wile E. Coyote, just spastically running around in the open. And yeah, this guy takes the dub here. Erectile dysfunction takes yet another victim, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, so the verdict on this class. Admittedly, it's not the best, you know, but it's got that little something about it that just makes you, want to root for it, you know, like in a world with FFARs and AUGs, you know, this one definitely puts up a fight, and it actually takes skill to use. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Next week, I'll have a sniper one, I think, hopefully, if I'm not a lazy piece of shit. So, yeah, there you go. Anyway, see you guys in the next one. Roll the outro, bitch!